So you're meeting this experience. You can't escape your own creation. Every single nanosecond, you're recreating your creation in a certain way to teach you something, to show you something. Manifestation could also simply be called reflection or the showroom of your unconscious mind. This is your unconscious mind made manifest all the time. Does that make sense? So you're always interacting with your unconsciousness through this very physical, tangible level of your consciousness, which we call physical manifestation. It's an immediate reflection of who you are. It's a mirror. It's showing you your own face. It's showing you more of your whole being. But it's showing you in a way that is conscious to you. And, of course you can deny it and you can avoid it and you cannot be as conscious of it, so then it remains in the realm of the unconscious. But practically speaking, if you pay attention to this moment, this floor is conscious to you, no? You're conscious of the floor. You're conscious of my words. This means that you are communicating with yourself as we speak. You are right now communicating with yourself. Your unconscious, which is really your superconscious, it's simply unconscious to you, but it's not unconscious in its own self. It's superconscious in its own self. The unconscious is above your consciousness, not below your consciousness. So the great unconscious, which is superconscious, and sees way more at the same time than you do. You only pick things apart consciously, which is part of your theme as a human being. But the way that this greater self communicates to you is through, one way it does so is through physical manifestation. This is how it makes itself visible to you. Does that make sense? So through your learning experiences, through your relationships, through your businesses, through your job, through your career, through your anything that's part of our everyday situational, physical, relational life, we communicate, we perceive our unconsciousness in a visible form so that we can start to become more conscious of who we are as a vibrational being of consciousness. Everything is a reflection of your vibratory state. Your vibratory state, for most of us, is largely unconscious. The majority of it is unbeknownst to ourselves. So empowerment, again, is to become more conscious of what we're sending out all the time. And one way to do that is to start to learn from your physical manifestation, because it's your unconscious vibration made visible to you, communicating to you, knocking on your door. Hello, this is what you look like on the inside. Does that make sense? So the physical manifestation is the unconscious mind made conscious, or ideally made conscious if you pay attention, if you want to, but it's made visible at least. So this is how you meet yourself all the time. There is no physical reality, not really. You're just meeting with yourself all the time. Does that make sense? Yeah? Good. So this is a constant stream of communication. It's a two-way communication between one being, which is a paradox, I agree. But it's a two-way communication within one being, within one individuation of the one being. We could say it's your lower self and your higher self communicating, if you want to call it that, just for the sake of clarity. But all the time you're communicating with yourself, you're learning from yourself. You're actually consciousness shifting through different slides, different configurations of the universe. You are not literally creating or manifesting anything physically, structurally speaking. It's not possible. Because from the point of view of consciousness, the absolute consciousness, shall we say, there is no time. Imagine that for a moment. There not being any time. There not being any time. There is no time. If there is the absence of time, then everything that can exist already has to exist. You can't create anything new. Structure. It all exists. 20,000 billion years from now is already here. Any alternate reality configuration of what we would call, from our position here in this universe, 20,000 billion years from now exists right here, right now. It has to, because there's no time, and everything that can exist does exist. So it already exists. Where does it exist? inside your consciousness. How amazing. Infinite creations exist in one central meeting point, and that meeting point is consciousness, the free agent, awareness, you. And you, as your I am individuation, are pouring a portion of yourself out into a particular seemingly linear reality. And so your consciousness moves through a particular understandable, logical sequence of parallel universes all the time. Every second you're doing this millions, billions of times. So fluidly that you don't have any idea that half of the time you don't exist. Every other nanosecond, nothing is here. And then every other nanosecond, there's another frame, another configuration of energy, another configuration of creation showing up inside your consciousness. Now, if you do this a billion times every second, like a light switch flickering on and off a million times or a billion times per second, how would you know? But once you get this, it starts to make sense, because movement, you start to instinctively know that movement is an impossibility. Change is not possible, structurally speaking. Change is not a possibility. Something that is cannot become something else. It's impossible. Very logical. Maybe not yet, but at some point. It will be very logical that something that is cannot become something else. It's impossible. A frame will always be that frame, and every parallel reality is in a timeless stasis. It already existed before you had any awareness of your sense of self. And it will always exist 20,000 billion years from now. It will still exist. Every reality you've ever experienced, and every reality you will ever choose to experience because it's relevant for you to experience that reality, already exists right here, right now, parallel to each other, inside of the I am, here now consciousness, which you share in, which you are, ultimately. Something that is cannot change. Yet, we experience change, we experience movement. How is that possible if something can change? It's because we're not actually changing what is. We're shifting through an alternate configuration of what seems to be here, which implies that every nanosecond you have a 100% completely different body, and there's a 100% completely different sun, and there's a 100% completely different Milky Way galaxy that you're conscious of. Like a projector light shining through the pictures that together form a motion picture. It's not a movie, it's pictures in motion, although the pictures themselves are not in motion, but it generates the illusion of motion through pictures. Picture, 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 picture. Right now you have a 100% different body. That's the only way you can change. You can't grow your hair. It's not possible. You can only shift to a body that has a different configuration of the length of its hair. Since you know that consciousness will always be here now, and it's not moving in that sense, it also helps you to realize when it comes to actually mastering your vibratory state of being, and with that attracting an amazing life in the realm of the movie, to generate a movie that is amazing to you, that reflects to you more of who you truly are, that you can extract benefit from even more, even quicker, and give benefit to even quicker, more and more rapidly, accelerating your theme's culmination, your theme's expression. You know, consciousness is always here, so you're not actually moving from here to there. You're not actually getting anywhere. You're always the center of your vortex. You're always the center of your creation. You are through which experiences are manifested, or seemingly made manifest, or made visible more accurately, because they already exist. Every potential configuration, every potential movie picture already exists. But the sequence in which you make this visible to yourself depends on your vibratory state, depends on what you're sending out, depends on what you want to learn, depends on what's relevant for you, depends on your beliefs, depends on your expectations. You, as the observer, generate your dream, generate your movie, whether that's consciously or not. So one of the most important things to remember when it comes to attracting a life that is amazing to you is that you are the attraction. It's not out there. It's not over here. You are the point of attracting. You are the magnet that attracts different slides of creation. So you can always stay right here. You can always be yourself. You can always be grounded in the here and the now of who you are. In a state of appreciation, in a state of joy, in a state of joyful anticipation, yet without anxiety, without lack beliefs, in other words. So with no lack beliefs, ideally, with no lack beliefs, you know that all exists inside of you here now consciousness. And all you need to do to attract an amazing life is activate a different string in your vibration, a different wavelength in what you emanate, in what you send out, in who you assume yourself to be, and who you define yourself to be in this moment. So you can stay right here and not think that you have to get something over there. Whenever you want something, whenever something appeals to you, whenever something seems to resonate with who you really are, when something out there seems to be a reflection of what you truly desire, who you truly are, instead of projecting it to be over there, understand that it's a symbol reminding you that everything is inside of here, and simply activate the frequency that gets triggered when you think of the thing over there. But let go of the idea that it's actually over there. Let it fill up your vibratory state over here. Does that make sense? Very important difference. Otherwise, you generate the sense of separation, the sense of causality, the sense of it's not yet here. It's inevitable to generate the sense of it's not yet here if you project that what you want is over there. The mind is very logical, so automatically it will generate the sense of I'm not there yet, I'm not complete yet, I'm not happy yet, I don't have what I want yet, my life is not amazing yet. And when you feel that way, that's what you're attracting. I'm not amazing, I'm not there, I don't have what I want. Even though you think, if you watch The Secret, and that's really all you know about life in an empowered way, and you start thinking all these beautiful things that you want for yourself that feel like they're extensions of who you are as a soul, or just things that you think you want because you think you're not complete yet, whatever it is, you can visualize that all you want. But if it always comes with the sense of it's over there, you will always generate the sense of it's not yet here. And not yet here is a feeling that activates a certain vibratory state that then sends out, it's not here. What do you see back? It's not here, even though you keep thinking of the thing you want. Does that make sense? So know that it's always going to be here. Let creation cycle through you. Don't go out of your way, ever. The very fact that you're used to going out of your way to get something is already coming from that sense of lack and insecurity. A confident person, if you see someone, even just on a material plane, if you see someone that seems to be really successful and really confident, even though on some level it might be a facade, sometimes it may be real, but what you'll always see is that there is a certain type of confidence there, a certain type of arrogance maybe even, depending on what it's filtered through in their particular makeup. However, what it all has in common is they don't feel like they have to get out of their way to get what they desire. It's a certain type of arrogance of everything comes to me. I've got people cleaning my things, I gotta just go get this for me, whatever it is, even if it's super arrogant. But there is a similarity there to someone being really empowered, which is the understanding everything cycles through me. Everything comes to me. I don't go anywhere. I'm lazy. I'm powerful. I'm free. I'm expansive. And in our case, that would be, I contain every possible reality I desire. All that I need to do in order to activate it is to feel that it's already here. When you feel that what you desire is already here, and you eliminate all sense of there being a distance, A, you get instant gratification because you feel as if there's no difference between having it or not having it. And B, it will actually show up in some fashion. Does that make sense? So be arrogant in that way. Doesn't mean you lose kindness or compassion or love or integrity. It simply means you're arrogant enough to know that you are the center of this universe, that you are God. It's a certain type of arrogance, but it's also the truth. The one is very arrogant, but it cannot be negatively arrogant because it all knows that it's only the only thing there is. Since there is only the only thing there is, arrogance is not really an option in its mind. But from our point of view, the one is very arrogant because it contains everything that there is. So be like that. Be confident. Be free. Be powerful. Feel powerful. Feel like everything cycles through you, comes to you. Don't go out of your way. If you're going out of your way, you're already defining there to be some kind of lack. And when you define there to be some kind of lack, you will activate that in the vibratory state of your being. And then the mirror that you project, the movie that you project onto the inside of the sphere of your I am consciousness, this seemingly 3 or 4-dimensional world, will start to generate images that reflect how you feel, what you believe, what you put out. So be mindful of what you put out and let it always be a state of fulfillment of some kind. If you notice that there's something that you desire that is not here right now physically, notice that. Think of the thing, or imagine or embody the energy of the thing that you desire and what it triggers in you. Why do you want it? What does it symbolize? A certain state of being, a certain feeling good, feeling amazing. Let it trigger that feeling of amazement and let go of all sense of here versus there, now versus then, separation, lack, isolation, and just feel what it feels like to be that complete.